Okay, so this is the quick profile of them. Okay, so this is Exalta's current offering. We are basically divided into two parts. One is IoT Academy, wherein we provide the trainings online, and one is the production side, wherein we work on real-time projects and we do the production side of part as well. So currently we are offering basic IoT boot camps, wherein you can get the detailed idea about what IoT is and what are the terms related to it. Moreover, we do MQTT trainings as well. MQTT is a leading IoT protocol, and along with that we have IoT analytics, IoT architect, that is ThingWorks. This is the most important training I can say that we have started. Then we have the Tiger Kids, which is basically a franchisee program, and along with we provide many of the corporate IoT trainings as well. We have been to we have many of the clients as corporate. We have Cognizant as our client, CA Technologies, Dell Hyderabad, Intel, system consultancy services from Malaysia, and many other trainings. And along with that we do provide college trainings also for Center of Excellence kind of stuff. So these are the training side of part, and accordingly for the production side we have Boom Barrier as our project. We have done some of the productions into billboard management, locker system security, remote intelligent monitoring system, and along with that we have many more products like Pidilite and Indian Railways and any more of them. So these are a few of the current offerings. Along with these trainings, we will be recently launching the CoAP training as well, which is, I mean, CoAP is a uh, very important communication protocol into the IoT. So soon we will be launching the training on the same. So these are few of the Exalta clients. We have many more, but it was tough to add into this slide. So these are the few well-known clients of the Exalta, both from production and from training side as well. Okay, so let's get into the stuff now. So let me just explain you what IoT is. Let's talk about the IoT in detail. Now, as you can see, this is a lady. She's wearing that Fitbit. Okay, and let's say this is a Fitbit and I want to make it smart, or I want to make it as IoT enabled, right? So basically, whenever I want to make any of the device as IoT enabled device, I have to give a unique identity to it, right? So let's say when a baby borns into the world, if I connect this example, or if I consider this example as a real world scene, so whenever a baby borns into the world, what the first thing we do is we give it a unique identity, right? So in the same way, let's say this is a Fitbuzz Fitbit. So Fitbuzz is a unique identity name which I've given to it, right? So let's say this Fitbit has to understand what is the body temperature, what is the skin type, and what is the heart rate, what is the sugar level of that particular lady who is wearing that. Right. So can I say that this Fitbit has to sense all of the medical parameters of that lady, right? Now, in order to sense these type of parameters, definitely we need to put some kind of sensors into it, which may be very small into the size, but yes, definitely we need to put some of the sensors, right? Because then only it will sense what is the body temperature, what is the current blood pressure, what is the sugar level, what is the skin type, and blah 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 stuff. Right. So whenever I say the sensors are placed into that particular wearable device, let's say Fitbit, definitely it will generate some type of data, right? So basically, whatever data is being generated, I have to store that data somewhere, right? I cannot keep that data on the air. So that data is basically stored into the cloud side of part. Now sensor to cloud is what IoT known as. So there should be some of the communication protocols, there should be some communication medium or channel wherein I would be storing the data from my sensor to cloud. So basically, as you can see, this is a device called gateway. Okay, so this is basically an aggregating device. This could be your phone as well, which will directly communicate to your Fitbit, Fitbuzz, Fitbit. and you are storing the data to your gateway by using low range communication protocol. For example, BLE, ZigBee and Z-Wave. These are some of the technical terms. We really did not get into that. But basically when you are storing some of the data from your sensor to cloud, so gateway is a kind of middleman between the same, and you will be storing the data by using these kind of technologies. Right. Once your data is into the gateway, you have to store it into the cloud, right? So can I say that this is a kind of long range communication right from your gateway to cloud? Now to make it happen, to make the long range communication, we have the technologies like Wi-Fi, 2G, 3G, 4G, which is also known as LTE, MQTT and kind of stuff. So these are some technical terms. We'll not talk about it much into the detail. So essentially by using these technologies, we are storing the data from our sensor to the cloud. Okay. And once the data is into the cloud, once the data is into the cloud, we can do some of the operations. We can do some of the operations like monitoring, tracking. Let's say I want to understand how many times the blood pressure of this particular lady has fell down, right? So this is something which I'm drawing a decision, right? Let's say in 10 days, let's say 3 times the blood pressure of this lady has fell down. So that 3 times is my core result. That 3 times is the data in which I was interested. Okay, but still the 10 days of records should be stored inside this particular cloud, right? So whenever you want to take any kind of decisions depending on the data being generated by these sensors is known as your analytics stuff. So basically you are processing the data and you are drawing some decisions depending on your requirement. So that stuff is known as a big data analytics, and then we'll be putting it into the visualized manner. So it is known as visualization kind of part. So basically what all operations you can do once your data is into the cloud is monitoring, tracking, the controlling of your data and data analysis. So data analysis is nothing but making the decisions depending on the requirement of the user, right? So this is a complete end-to-end IoT structure. So basically IoT is nothing but you're storing the data, I mean you're generating the data with the help of sensors which would be integrated with any of your device. This can be anything. It can be AC, it can be TV, cooler, fridge, any of the household items, or it can be any of the device. So generating data from your sensor and storing it into the cloud is meant to be an IoT. So I hope it makes clear. Okay, now to store any of the what you can say data here into the cloud, you have to have some of the IoT platform. So basically is I mean your cloud is on top of the IoT platform. Okay, now there are hundreds of IoT platforms into the market. Okay, but choosing the right platform for your development, for your application is a challenge. Right. So what can be the things you need to consider? Okay, so these are some highlighted points. Like you need to understand what are the cloud-based system for your device management and data analytics. Let's say how capable your platform is to connect to devices. If you can see I've connected only one device as of now. So there could be billions of devices that are connected to your platform, right? So you need to understand how many, there should not be any limitation in connecting the device to your platform. So that is the first things. Okay. So billions of devices are receiving instructions. So you can imagine what huge amount of data your platform will be storing. Okay. So it should have the capability to store big data, or your platform must have that much of capacity to store the data, right? And essentially your device management or your capacity of data storage is basically known as the brain of your IoT system. So that's the reason we are bringing out the ThingWorx training, because it is the largest platform if you consider the IoT. and it has got all the features. When we talk about the ThingWorx exactly, we will get into what are the core features and how device management is important, what are the storage capacities, what are the visualization tools that are there for the ThingWorx. So we'll definitely talk about it into the detail. Okay, so these are some popular IoT platforms. As you can see, ThingWorx, Microsoft Azure, IBM Bluemix, Oracle, AWS provided by Amazon. We have our own IoT platform known as Exelta's Internet Osmosis, Predix by G, and many more. Okay, but the core area of discussion for the day is ThingWorx. And now we will get into few of the technical terms of the ThingWorx. And now what I will be doing, I will be handing over the session to my colleague Mr. Basha, and he will walk you through the few of the technical terms and features of the ThingWorx. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hello, good evening, guys. Okay, so welcome to all for the ThingWorx webinar, introduction to the ThingWorx IoT platform. So until now, actually, my colleague Dhwani has explained about what exactly about the IoT and everything. So now we will learn about what exactly about the ThingWorx. It is a kind of the IoT platforms. So one of the good platform, whichever right now in the having a very good name in the market and everything. So first thing, what is the ThingWorx? ThingWorx is nothing but is a kind of it's a company which has developed a IoT cloud application platform, so that you can there develop your complete IoT application from end to end. Okay, so you can connect that application with the people, systems, devices, machine to machine applications, and lot of things. Everything you can connect with that ThingWorx IoT platform. So actually, ThingWorx is founded in the 2009. Okay, and he is a founder, that is Russell Fardell. And now that ThingWorx is acquired by the PTC. Okay, so which is run that ThingWorx platform by the company PTC. It's a very good platform. Okay, it will provide a lot of kind of IoT specific tools, so you can start your modeling your IoT application from the beginning, from the scratch, and to the end, up to the production. So you can do everything, even also you can store, you can analysis, and everything you can do with this ThingWorx IoT platform. So this much how it's a very robust IoT platform with compared to all the other IoT platforms. Okay, let's get into the deep. Okay, so what can the ThingWorx can do for you exactly? So first thing is this ThingWorx can do a lot of things. We have just list out some uh, core points, okay, with the ThingWorx, which we'll do. So that is the first of all is providing a compelling web interface for your device. Means everything that you will develop, you can manage, and everything that will be the user interface. Okay, so there is no kind of the text weaving like that. So there is a graph data for analysis. So if you want to analyze your data, there will be a lot of the graphs, charts, different kinds of charts will be available, so that you can analyze your data and you can visualize in the form of that. So everybody, even the owner and the customer in between, everybody can easily understand with that one. And next, configure your device, so that if you have already an external device and if you want to configure that one, you can configure your devices. Not only one device, you can configure a number of devices on the ThingWorx IoT platform and share your data as a web. So once you configure your device, your data will come in, so that data will you can share over the web. And next, integrate your device with the external resources. So integration means you can connect your this ThingWorx platform to the external resources. External resources may be a hardware device, maybe the people, maybe the software applications, okay, maybe any kind of the ERP systems and everything, any kind of the servers, everything you can integrate with your device from the using the ThingWorx IoT platform. So next, that is a collect and store data. So once you will do all these things, once you connected your device with the ThingWorx IoT platform, then the data will start coming. Okay, it will come in seamlessly, continuously the data will come in. Okay, so that data you can get, receive and store in the ThingWorx IoT platform. Okay, so it will provide a kind of a data modeling and development environment. Means data modeling means you can model your application. You can model your application by using the ThingWorx. So your application should look like this. Okay, your external devices should be this one, like things, thing templates and everything. And next of the development environment. Once you design your IoT application in the ThingWorx IoT platform, then you can the development environment will be provided, so you can start writing or building the functionality, business logics and everything. Okay, so the collect acquired data for the future use. So nowadays the data is very must, and it's a played very important role in all the domains actually. Without the data, we cannot expand, we cannot, the company will not grow our businesses and everything. So that's why each and every minor granular data should be very important for us. Okay, so that all the data will be streamed to our ThingWorx IoT platform. There we can store that one. Okay, and next monitor and alert when your uh, conditions are there. So you can put some kind of alerts. Okay, so the data will be coming streamlessly, right? So at that one, what you have to do, so some kind of data, for some kind of data, you are going to put some kind of the alert, so that it will intimate you, it will notify you that one. Okay, okay, Rakesh. Yeah, so now are you able to hear clearly? Yeah, little bit background is there. Okay, so but no worries. But the voice should not be open. Okay, fine. So you can manage alerts for your data. So suppose if you take some kind of the example, that is if the temperature goes beyond some prescribed limit like 100 degrees, yeah, 150 degrees for your hardware device, then some kind of the notification should come to on your mobile. So this kind of the alerts you can manage and monitor in your ThingWorx IoT platform. And next, manage multiple devices. Okay, so you can connect it to number of devices for in the ThingWorx IoT platform. The ThingWorx IoT platform is having that much of capability. Okay, and next, simplify communications between you and your device. So nothing but, so the ThingWorx IoT platform will talk to you and talk with your hardware. Okay, and it will form a real-time communication, so that you can control your device, and the device can understand your parameters, so that it will set accordingly with you. Okay, and next after that you can connect it to your some kind of the social media applications, so that there you can chat, you can send the messages, you can talk with the other persons, just like as a go-to meeting. So everything will be make the communications secure, and it will be a reliable, and it will be in the real time only. So why? Because we are having the very fast and firewall friendly ThingWorx IoT platforms. So it will goes beyond the firewall also in the applications. So these are the very small list, so that the ThingWorx can do. So there are other than this one, there are more advantages for them. So after this one, just there is a very important ThingWorx components are there. So we are going to use all these components if we are using the ThingWorx IoT platform. So these are the six main components, okay, which is in the ThingWorx, so that it is having a lot of important role. Okay. So first, ThingWorx Composer. So ThingWorx Composer is nothing but you are just like as a integrated development environment for the Java application. We are using some kind of the Eclipse. Okay, some kind of, we can say that's IDE. We can develop our IoT application type. So like that, if you want to develop any IoT application, then this ThingWorx Composer will be there. Okay, so this is just kind of the IDE. In this one, you will do lot of things. And if you come to the mashup builder, it is a very powerful tool which is provided by the ThingWorx. Okay, so it is generally, it will visualize your complete IoT application on the web page. So with this one, you are not writing any single line of code for this one. Can you see a single line of code? for this one. Just you have a drag and drop facility and you are having a ready-made widgets there so that you can use with that one mashup build. So next after that, if you come to the, we will go in the depth about these components again. So if you come to the storage, so you can store the some kind of the default database will be provided by the ThingWorx IoT platform. So in that one, you can store your device data and everything. And this is the search engine. Search engine is this search engine is internally used by the ThingWorx IoT platform, ThingWorx Composer, so that you, if you, it will search the particular entity data, particular information within the ThingWorx Composer. Why? Because there will be a lot of data will be seamlessly, continuously coming to the ThingWorx Composer, right? If you want to search, find or a particular data or information and everything, then you will use internally search engine, that is we are calling as a Squeal. Okay, that will be used by the ThingWorx IoT platform. And next, if you come to the collaboration, and this collaboration is you can connect your ThingWorx platform to the some kind of the social media applications like Twitter, Facebook, Twilio, and next after that some wikis, some blogs and everything for communication between and for getting the for fetching the data from there. So for that one you are using the collaboration feature of the ThingWorx IoT platform. And next, this is a connectivity. This is also very important and big role of the ThingWorx components. That is the connectivity, means how you are going to connect with the ThingWorx platform and with your device, external hardware device, and how you are going to connect your ThingWorx IoT platform to the clouds, and next after that some kind of the ERP applications and everything you will be used in this connectivity part. So let's go in detail, in depth about these components somewhat. So first we will take about the ThingWorx Composer. Okay. So as I say that ThingWorx IoT platform, it will completely provide the capability of building your IoT application from scratch level, means from designing level to the production level and storing and providing some kind of the security and everything. So if you see this one, it is easy to model the things, means nothing but you are designing your IoT applications, and next after designing, the business logic will be developed by using some kind of the services inside the IoT platform. And next, once the services will be created, then the visualization part is there, nothing but your mashup builder, mashup. So through that one, how your IoT application will function, that can be visualized on your ThingWorx IoT platform here. So once it is done, then the data will be coming. That data will be stored in a default persistent providers provided by the ThingWorx Composer. And next after that, once the data will be stored, and if you want to share the data to the other applications, to other devices, then you can use this collaboration techniques. And next after that, the security required for the connected applications. So there will be a lot of kind of securities have been we can implemented in the ThingWorx Composer. It will be a very secure connection once it will be connected to the external device and everything. Okay, so these are everything, all these things will be done by the ThingWorx Composer only. And I guaranteed that if you are a good developer, you're a good programmer, or if you are a good solution architect, and also if you are having a very clear, specific IoT idea, then the ThingWorx platform is a very good one, so that you can develop within the 1 month actually. Really, frankly saying, within the 1 month you can develop a complete IoT solution for this one with this ThingWorx Composer. But you should be a very specific with your idea, then only you can do that. And that you are strong with the functionality with some kind of the programming, then definitely you will complete this, you can develop the complete IoT application within a month. Okay. Next, if you come to the, so just take a look of ThingWorx Composer home screen. PTC is now owner of the Kepware, Kepware. Yeah, Kepware is also a part, Muhammad, I think so. Not exactly, I'm not sure for that one. So maybe Kepler is one of the part of the PTC only. Whether it is the owner or not, I don't know exactly. Yeah, PTC is the owner. PTC is the owner. Compulsory. PTC acquired this one, Kepler. Yeah. So I misunderstood your question. Okay, okay. Let's discuss about this after the webinar. Okay. So this is your ThingWorks Composer home screen. How this Composer will look once you launch your ThingWorks Composer on your system. Okay, so this like is the ThingWorks, and you are having in the left side ball. If left side, this is Explorer navigation bar, where you can start your IoT application modeling, like think templates, think shape, data shapes, like this. Everything, all these things you will use for design your things. Okay, and next after that you can start building the functionality. You can start building the functionality, means you can start writing the business logic and everything. So from in the modeling tab, and if you come to the analytics tab, you can start doing the analytics with your data which is coming from your external device to the ThingWorks IoT platform. And next, these are the some of the visualization tabs is there. So in this visualization, so there are the lot of things are there, lot of things like mashups, masters, gadgets, dashboards, and everything. Okay, mashups mean nothing but you will visualize complete your application functionality on the web interface, user interface. So that thing you will be created from this tab. And next, gadgets means you can control, you can create the dashboards, and you can connect your gadgets to your ThingWorks IoT platform so that you can control, you can monitor, you can manage your external devices by setting some kind of the values to them. So everything you can do from your dashboards and that you can create from this ThingWorks Composer screen only. And next, if you come to here, some kind of the data storage. So in the data storage, again, the data which is coming from the device, you can store the data in this data storage techniques. We will see in the data storage techniques. And next, if you come here, import, export, monitoring, so you can monitor all your IoT application from this tab. So at the script level, application level, okay, so means you can monitor each and everything in a minor granular level by using the ThingWorks Composer. Okay, so this is the area where all the things, entities that will be created, that will be displayed according to your time and everything. So once you entered in this, if you want to design a model, a thing, then you can start create the things like this. Okay. So this is just like as a how the ThingWorks Composer screen will look like this once you launch this one. So after this one, just we will go about the mashup builder. So Mashup Builder, already I said, like as it's a very powerful builder tool, okay, where it will create the user interfaces, okay, for people to access smart interconnected things. Means those who are connected their devices to the ThingWorks IoT platform, so that they can manage, monitor, and everything their devices through the mashup only. Okay, so here you are not writing any single line of code actually. Okay, so directly you can create the user interface of your IoT application. So that can be accessible from a normal web browser also for you. So if you are able to access from a normal web browser, then in the world wherever you are, you can start monitoring, you can start managing, you can start creating and everything. Okay, so everything you can do all these things with the mashup builder. So next after that, in the mashup builder, in this tool, there will be a there will be a kind of the widgets are there. Okay, so if you want, suppose just I'm giving some kind of the example like buttons list, wikis, gadgets. So suppose if you want to create any kind of the buttons like inserting, setting, okay, deleting some kind of buttons, if you want to do, generally by programming languages, you are writing some kind of the code for that one. So here what I am doing is just there will be a kind of widget are there. You just drag that button widget onto the workspace so that the button will be created, and next after that you just bind that button with some kind of the function logic which is already you have created in the services. Okay, so that the button will work for you. Unlike gauges, if you want to monitor any kind of the temperature or humidity, okay, in a gaze, then there will be a gaze widget will be there. You just drag that widget, that gaze widget onto your workspace so that you can monitor your temperatures and humidity levels of your external device. So here you are not writing anything, you just drag and drop facilities are there. So like that you can do a lot of number of widgets are there. Okay, so charts are there, lists are there, text boxes, numeric entries, okay, Google, even you can insert the Google map in your workspace also, so that you can just pick up your location from there. So that kind of the widget also provided by the mashup builder. So all these things you have to just use. This mashup is used for visualize your complete IoT application functionality. You can, the functionality will also be work on that one. Okay, so that is a very powerful mashup builder tool which is provided by the ThingWorx company actually. So here we are saying that codeless. Codeless means nothing but you are not writing a single line of code for creating this visualization part. Just drag and drop, just binding the services. Services is nothing but your functional logic. That's it. You are just connecting to that one, and and if you just load that mashup onto your browser, then your functionality will be start. So this kind of the facility provided by this ThingWorx actually. So if you come to the storage, okay, so once the functionality and everything will be provided, then the storage will become, storage will be in the part. So storage is nothing but we are storing a, once you connected your ThingWorx IoT platform to the external device or to some kind of the application, then the data will start coming from the device so that you can store the data in any kind of database. Okay, so the data can be structured or the data can be unstructured. So you can store any kind of data which is coming from the device, you can store in our ThingWorx IoT platform. Generally, the ThingWorx IoT platform will provide a only three defaultly three kinds of persistence providers are there. So like DataStax Enterprise using Neo4j and PostgreSQL. These are the default databases provided by the ThingWorx Composer. And remaining that thing or the remaining other, if you want to store other than these databases, then you can connect to another database also from the externally from your ThingWorx database. If you use this one, the data uh, will be reliable and secured and everything with this database which is provided by the uh, ThingWorx Composer. So this is a kind of the 3D storage devices, mean nothing but it can store any kind of structured or unstructured and everything. And it is the data which is storing, and we can access the data from the ThingWorx Composer that will be a 10 times faster than a traditional RDBMS data and everything. So this kind of all these things, the good features will be available by the ThingWorx IoT platform. And if you come to the search engine, okay, so search engine means, as I said, that search engine, there is a search engine inside provided by the ThingWorx Composer. So why we saying that it is a search engine, why definitely is it need of that search engine provided by the Composer, is it necessary like that? So means nothing but is a data from first, we can call as that a tool like as a squeal, means search, query and analysis and everything, right? So data from billions of devices, okay, if the ThingWorx platform is connected not only for one device or two device or three device, so it will be connected for the number of billions of devices, right? So at that time lot of data will be coming every second. So at that time if you want to search a particular kind of data, then it will be a very difficult for you. And next, once you connected to billions of devices, that is a terabytes of data every day, obviously. Okay. And next, search and get your answer. So if you want to find a particular data in that one, it will be a very difficult for you. And next, analyze and find your solutions. So that what you will do with this Squeal search query analysis tool, so that you can uh, put some kind of the filters in that search engine, so that you can get your particular information like that. Suppose if the 10 devices will streaming the data of temperature and humidity continuously for 1 month. And if you want to search a particular device, fifth device temperature data on a particular date, then you can put this kind of filters in this wheel so that you will get a particular data, specific data from the terabytes of data. You will get that one. So that will help you in the by using this squeal tool. So why we call it 3D means nothing but you can store a structured and unstructured and flat any kind of data you can store in this one in your in the default persistence provider, which is provided by the ThingWorx Composer. So if you take this here, I am just took some kind of the example. A truck company has a fleet of 20,000 trucks and technician needs. Okay, so here just I took one kind of the example here that is called the uh, in the 20,000 trucks I'm connected with my ThingWorx Composer, and I want to find a particular late model trucks in a specific region. So that will be I can find out by using the squeal technique actually. So by using some kind of the filters and everything. So next after that, if you come to the collaboration, so you can just connect your complete ThingWorx application to the Facebook, Twitter, and some kind of other social media application, so that you can start getting the data, you can send the data, receive the data, and you can use that data for other applications and everything. Okay, so that can be a very easy for you for connecting to and everything. And next after that, the connectivity is a very important one. So how you are going to connect your ThingWorx Composer to your external devices, something like that. So there are a lot of the things for connecting all these things. So you can connect to your Azure, different kinds of the cloud services by using the REST APIs, by using the SDKs, by using the extensions, by using the some kind of the APIs and everything. So by using all these things, you can connect your ThingWorx application to the particular cloud, particular application, particular hardware device, particular people's, particular social applications and everything. So that is depends on your which kind of the connection you are using. So generally ThingWorx will use the always on protocol for this one, and it will use a ThingWorx Edge microserver which is exclusively provided by the ThingWorx Composer. So it will be a very securable and easily connectable to the external hardware devices. Okay, so apart from that, you can use some kind of the APIs, SDKs, and everything for that one. So here, just a, have a look with this one. So which is this is a WSCMS ThingWorx Edge WebSocket based microserver. Okay, which is used for connecting to a house, nothing but your external device. Okay, external thing, and this is your ThingWorx IoT platform. You are connecting with this one by using the WSCMS that will be installed on your hardware device and the external device, so that you can connect with this one and you can start getting the data from there, and you can start storing the data in the ThingWorx Composer storage mechanism. Okay, and next after that you can set the values and everything by using the ThingWorx IoT platform. So in the middle the EMS will be there for you. WebSocket Edge microserver is there. Okay, so this WSCMS is having some kind of the Lua script, so that in that Lua script you can store all the properties, all the values and everything, so that it will transfer to the device, to the platform, and platform to the device and everything. This kind of the connection we can make by using the WSCMS, which is provided by the uh, ThingWorx guys. So next after that ThingWorx Edge SDK. So apart from that, so if you want to connect your ThingWorx Composer or IoT platform to some kind of the applications, which is written in some kind of the languages like Java application, Android, iOS, .NET and everything. So at that time you need some kind of the SDKs. Okay. So SDKs or APIs, with that one you can connect with that one, so that you can deploy that application on the hardware with the SDK, and with that one, with that SDK you can connect it to your ThingWorx Composer. So like that you can use any kind of the connectivity for connecting to that one. So if you come to the ThingWorx features, So if we come to the ThingWorks features, so if you come to the features, okay, it's a kind of a faster time to market. Means, as I said, as a ThingWorks IoT platform is a very rapidly you can develop your application, and simplicity means directly everything will be on your at one stop only. On your just you are seeing on the on the composer only you can start designing your IoT application and make it on the production, and you can see the output and everything. So that kind of the simplicity will be provided by the ThingWorks. So next is a single platform. You can connect your IoT platform to other external application resources, everything. Okay, and next built-in analytics is also there. So you can start analytics, analyze your data from your ThingWorks Composer only. And next option, how secure the ThingWorks is. So means here some kind of the security features will be provided by the ThingWorks. That is the first thing is the edge connectivity, EMS, SDKs, and APIs. So EMS is always run on the RFC 6455 WebSockets protocol. So that's why it will be built on the TLS protocol. Okay. So next after that, authentication and authorization. So it is having some kind of the private keys and public keys and everything, so that it can authorize and authenticate even a very granular level. And next after the multi-tenancy is there. So in the organizations there will be a kind of hierarchy, so that everybody can be transparent and able to see, but cannot create or cannot edit all these things. And next, if the data encryption key, then some kind of the private keys and public keys are there, so that you can encrypt your data, you can decrypt your data once you are sending and while you are receiving and everything. So this kind of the strong features which are inbuilt by the ThingWorks Composer, we need not to uh, provide any extra kind of security features for that one. So if you come to the ThingWorks comparison with the IoT, other IoT platforms, so in almost all we are just comparing these IoT platforms with other one, like ThingWorks, IBM, Bluemix, Azure, Amazon Web Services, and everything. So in that one, almost all the ThingWorks is having a lot of extra features compared to other them. So other IoT platforms also good, but compared to ThingWorks, it is having some more highly features actually, like scalability, 24 by 7, developer friendly, just like as the mashups, and security provides it's having the own security features. Okay, and is a mashup builder tool for the visualization purpose. Okay, and for integration with the other applications and devices, so we are using API, RESTs, SDKs, and everything. Okay, so and these are it's having the own protocol. So it also supports a number of kinds of protocols also, but also the ThingWorks is having their own always-on protocol, which is inbuilt by the composer, so that it can communicate with the devices and everything. So like this, these are some of the comparisons with the other IoT platforms. And these are all the huge ThingWorks partners, okay, which is having on the various domains like solution providers, domains, business analytics. So on the various domains, ThingWorks is having a huge partners actually. So by seeing this, we can imagine that, so how the ThingWorks is robust, strong, and everything. So here's some of the kind of the case studies already developed by the ThingWorks IoT platform by using this one. So like in the agriculture domain, it's already the ThingWorks platform is used. So one company that is on form is there that is using this agriculture, this ThingWorks platform. Okay, so that it can sense the soil, so it can get the temperature and humidity and everything, and sends the data to the farmer, so that he can when and where to plow and when to fertilize and when to reap the crop and everything he can imagine. So in the same way, the logistics fields also, ThingWorks platform is using for monitoring the trucks, where exactly what happening with the trucks, what about the temperature, how the security is there. Everything can be monitored that can be used in the logistics fields also. And next also, if you come into the home automation, then obviously we can control all our devices in our home just by using the ThingWorks Composer. You can make it used by your dashboards and mashup builders and everything. So these are some of the case studies actually. So we are actually generally exclusive official partner with the PTC. So the PTC has chosen as Excel Why? Because we are already in the IoT domain, so that the PTC chooses us for taking this opportunity. So now we are the official partner with the PTC for giving all these ThingWorx IoT trainings. So as usual, ThingWorx, if you learn the ThingWorx, then it having the more kind of the opportunities are there, not only for the experienced guys, for the freshers also. In the resume, they are having some kind of the value added advantage with that one, the one kind of advantage with the CV, okay. And for the experienced guys, they can switch to into a IoT domain, okay. And for entrepreneurs, for business persons, those who can implement their invest their money or implement their ideas on the IoT by using this kind of the ThingWorx IoT platform. So there are the very lot of career opportunities, not only for some person, for everybody, almost all who is in the IoT field and everything. So this is what actually the webinar about the ThingWorx platform. So if you want to more information, just to visit our webpage, that is www.excelta.com, and we are providing a lot of trainings out there, so you can go through all those trainings also. So so almost all, we can ended this webinar within the 10 minutes. So we can discuss if anybody is having any kind of questions on this ThingWorx webinar and everything. So just you can type your question on the chat window, so that we can discuss about this questions and answers. So guys, anybody is having any questions on this one? Yeah, Rakesh, is the code on ThingWorx is downloadable. It can be copyable, Rakesh. It cannot be downloaded, but it can be copyable. That means, yeah. Yeah, Rakesh, you can configure the ThingWorx at your local host. But all that one, you need some kind of the WAR file for that one. So if you get that WAR file, you can configure that at your local host only. Otherwise, you have to connect to some kind of servers. So guys, any more questions? What about mobile app? See, mobile app is nothing but Rakesh. There is means nothing but you are creating some kind of the mashup or dashboards there, so that you can access from your mobile also. Why? Because it will run on a web browser also, right? So with that dashboard, we can create that mobile, and on the mobile, you can access the dashboard on your mobile. Okay. So any more questions from attendees? If you have any kind of doubts, yeah, if you have any kind of different opinion on the ThingWorx and everything. Yeah, thanks, Rakesh. So can we, if there is no questions, can we end this webinar? Okay, great. Okay, fine. So I hope there are no questions. Okay, and thanks for all for attending the webinar. Okay, let's we are ending this webinar, and thanks for attending from uh, my colleague Dhwani also from. Thanks and all.